Welcome to Science News Review. For July 20, 2026, we are looking at the evolving boundaries of how we interact with the dead, from the digital recreations of loved ones through artificial intelligence to the complex ethical struggles over the physical remains held in university collections. Our first story takes us into the realm of digital companionship. At a recent Designing Interactive Systems conference, researcher Jack Manning and his colleagues presented findings on what are being called AI ghosts, digital recreations of deceased loved ones designed to provide comfort to those in mourning. In a study involving 16 volunteers who were seeking closure or answers to unanswered questions, the results were striking. Many participants reported positive experiences, with some even feeling as though they were truly interacting with their relatives again. But the research highlights a fascinating disconnect between factual accuracy and emotional presence. In the study, it wasn't the factual errors that caused the most friction. For instance, if a chatbot invented a previous job for the deceased, it didn't necessarily disrupt the user's experience. Instead, the most significant disruptions occurred when the AI failed to mimic the unique personal style of the person. Missing a specific nickname or failing to use a particular emoji could break the illusion more effectively than a factual error ever could. Because of the sensitive nature of this work, the researchers implemented strict guardrails. In this controlled setting, human researchers reviewed chatbot responses before they reached the participants, preventing the technology from becoming deceptive or harmful. This is a significant departure from how these tools are being used in the real world, where users can prompt generative AI to impersonate the deceased without any human oversight. This lack of oversight raises questions about emotional over-reliance. While some participants expressed concern about how these digital recreations might impact their sense of self or their ability to move through grief, the scientific community remains divided on the implications. AI ethicist Tomas Holanek argues that we need much more evidence before we can claim we know how to design these systems ethically. On the other hand, Manning suggests that, if designed with careful safeguards, these generative ghosts could serve as a legitimate and helpful tool for processing loss. These AI ghosts offer a simulated presence, a way to feel close to someone through a digital echo. But there is another, more visceral way we encounter the dead, through their actual physical presence. This brings us to the question of human remains held in university collections and the tension surrounding how they were acquired. In discussing these collections, the source points to a specific historical incident to illustrate the volatility and violence that can characterize the seizure of remains. On May 13, 1985, in Philadelphia, police dropped a makeshift bomb onto a residential building used by MOVE, an organization that advocated for Black liberation, natural living, and animal rights. Fatima Jackson described the event as shock and awe. While the MOVE incident is a distinct historical example of state violence, it is cited within a broader discussion about the ethics of university holdings. The central question facing these institutions is simply, what should they do with seized human remains? When the history of how those remains were acquired is violent or controversial, it deepens the tension over how they are handled today. As technology and social justice movements reshape our relationship with the past, we are left to decide whether our duty is to the accuracy of the record, the comfort of the living, or the dignity of the deceased.